Hi, welcome to our next edition of At the Movies for YouTube. So here on campus at The Crossing, we are in a series called At the Movies, where each week we watch scenes from a popular movie, and then the pastor talks about what those scenes can teach us about ourselves and about God, about biblical truths. Because sometimes there's things that we don't see in our own lives, but watching happen in a human story, in a movie, actually helps us understand ourselves or God better. If we have not met, hi, my name is Nicole. I get to be one of the teaching pastors here at The Crossing. This lovely person.
I'm James. I have the honor and privilege of being the student pastor here at The Crossing.
So thanks for being with us. This week, our movie is The Greatest Showman. Now, you may have avoided this movie because it is a musical, which I get it, not everybody likes musicals, but this movie is profound in the way that it helps us understand how each of us are uniquely designed. Do you like musicals? Did you go see this on purpose?
Oh, I went to go see this one on purpose. I think I dragged my different friends actually to go see this one on purpose. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about it. And then our Spanish pastor, Steve, went and saw it and was like, this movie is amazing. You have to go see it. So I was like, all right, fine, I will go see it. I do like musicals, but I don't know, movie musicals are sometimes a little...
They can be a little too much sometimes.
Yeah, they're sometimes too much. And this one, sure, I mean, it starts out strong with a lot of singing and dancing. So you may not ever go see it, and that's okay. But what it gives us is it's the story of P.T. Barnum and the way he started his circus. Mm-hmm. And as he collected people for his circus, he specifically went out and tried to find different kinds of people, extraordinary people. He wanted it to be a lot of misfits, people who normal people would be intrigued by. And so he collects all these different kinds of people and puts them in his circus. And he wants it to be the greatest show. And I think what I love about this story is he's actually the last one to really understand what he's doing. So we get to kind of the climax of this movie where all the misfits feel like a family and feel like they're known and seen and appreciated for who they are.
Yes.
And it's at that exact moment that he kind of shuns them because he's still trying to get attention and fill his ego. And they actually teach him what he gifted them.
Yeah.
And so when we do At the Movies, one of the things we do is try to really understand what is the deeper story that's in this. And the deeper story in The Greatest Showman for me is, number one, each person is totally unique and designed by God on purpose and fully loved. But number two, sometimes it takes us longer to learn the real lesson, and it's a little embarrassing. So I don't know. What about you? What do you feel like you get out of Greatest Showman? You went there on purpose.
I did go there on purpose, and I will not lie. The last couple minutes, I've just had the songs playing in my head because
This
there's
is the greatest show.
This is the greatest show. Yep. They're all in there right now. But honestly, I think watching it the first few times, you get to see
The first few times.
Yep. Because there was multiple times it got to be watched. Yes.
So
and I think for me, like, I just think so much of, all of these people that feel like they don't belong. And even some people, like, you think of, like, Zac Efron's character, who's like, oh, maybe he does belong, but he also doesn't really belong. And so, like, you see people that are kind of like, yes, it makes sense. They're kind of on the outskirts. They're misfits. But then there's also, like, people that kind of fit in, but they're like, no, there's still something inside me that is missing. I also feel different. Like, and I also still feel like, man, I can look like I have everything put together, but there's still something inside of me that feels different or feels like I don't actually fit into this perfect mold that maybe people have set out for me. So I saw that a lot too. And of course, yes, you just see the kind of the transformation of Hugh Jackman's character throughout the entirety of the film of, like, he's trying so hard to, like, chase after something without even realizing that he's already done it. And I think that really hit me watching it, because I think sometimes in life, we're just taught to always just like, man, let's accomplish all of these amazing things in life without maybe realizing that, like you said at the end, he has this realization of like, oh, wait, I did the big thing. I didn't have to go travel the world or meet the queen in order to accomplish something big in life. Like, the big thing in life was already done. I brought all of these amazing people together. And it's that moment where you realize, yes, I have lived a fulfilled life, not attached to like a big house or a big show or anything like that.
Okay. So maybe that's part of the question is like, can you today acknowledge what you've already accomplished? And just don't be afraid or think that you're not allowed to do that. That like you have to keep earning it. You have to keep trying harder, doing more. Like, okay, sure, we'll try again tomorrow. But what could you do today to actually be aware of what you've already done, what you already have, how God has already gifted you so many things. And that's as I listen to you, like that's part of what I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, wait. Be aware of how much you already have today. And and we'll still work hard and we'll still be ambitious. And we'll still try to
absolutely.
Do all the things. We want everyone to experience the life-changing ways of Jesus. We're going to keep being a church and doing all the things. But can we today be aware and grateful for every person on this campus who comes and says thank you that this place exists, for every person who comes here and their life is changed. We had a staff meeting today where every staff meeting we talk about where God has shown up, how we've seen him move in people's lives, and just the stories we get to hear about people saying, thank you for this church, that I have this place to go to.
Yeah.
And whatever you've got going on in your life, of course there are things that feel like they're lacking.
Yeah.
But there's also things that are not lacking. There's also things that you have to be grateful for.
Right.
And that's one of the gifts of this movie, I feel like. And so thank you for pointing that out. There's this verse in Ephesians that I like the New Living Translation of it. It says, God decided in advance to adopt us into his own family by bringing us to himself through Jesus Christ. This is what he wanted to do, and it gave him great pleasure. That we, each of us, whether we look different or not, feel a sense of, do I belong? Can I be accepted here? Yeah. And the Bible over and over and over again reminds us that we are. We are accepted. I love this is what he wanted to do. I don't know how you feel. Sometimes it's easy for me to think God does it. He accepts us because he has to, because he's God, because he loves us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those words of like, this is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I find really reassuring. Like, he wanted that.
He wanted this.
Yeah,
right.
He wanted this. And so each of us, in all of our weirdness and all the ways that we feel broken or, I don't know, lacking, this is what God wanted you in his family.
Right.
And whatever age you are, doesn't matter. It starts at like 11 and kind of never stops. That you feel like, am I okay here?
Right.
This movie reminds us you are okay here. But more than that, the Bible reminds us over and over and over again, you are okay here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think so much too, like you mentioned, like at that age of 11, like as a student pastor, like that's when like I think we kind of become aware of like, oh wait, like these are some of the differences that I have. Yeah. And I've seen it with a lot of students. They kind of come to that crossroads of like, okay, like now do I kind of like hide it or do I like kind of really show it? And like so much of what we kind of teach here at TC students is like, no, like God put all those amazing little qualities in you for a reason. And like, you know, that's part of life is discovering what those reasons are and figuring out how you can be used in such incredible ways in this life. And man, it's so cool when I get to see students be able to live that out and figuring out how their differences are actually an incredible blessing in their life.
That's so cool. I think that's one of my favorite things about the staff and volunteers here too, is you're allowed to be your own self.
Right.
And so if you're nearby the crossing and you can come here and be your own unique self. But if you're not nearby, I pray that you find a few people who let you just be weird and accepted and loved, because God loves you and accepts you as you are. But sometimes we need a person to help us really understand it.
Right.
And that's what Greatest Showman shows us. Yes. So thank you for being with us for this conversation. Our hope is that our little conversation about these movies helps you, when you watch a TV show, a movie, start to think about it in a different way. Talk to your friends and family about, what did this thing teach me about myself, about God? Because God can speak to us through all kinds of things. He can show up in the least expected places in our lives. Thank you so much for being with us, and come be with us here on campus if you're nearby. If not, we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.